Linda Carty's my mom. I'm basically her go-between between the outside world and being locked in a cage, really, in prison.
Amazing grace, how
You'll be seeing the Foreign Office tomorrow.
Yes.
What requests do you have of the British government?
Just for all the possible help that we can get. They've helped so much already, and I'm just asking for more, because the only way to ever be enough is if my mom were to come home, and that's what I'm asking for you to help me bring my mom home.
One point that matters: Linda's British. Were the British authorities, the consulate authorities, notified when she was arrested?
No, the British weren't notified until after she was sentenced to death. The crime charge?
I know she's innocent.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's every chance, and unfortunately, given the way things are in Texas, that she'll be facing an execution date fairly soon. And I know this is difficult, but how does that affect you?
It, just thinking about it makes me sick. It's hard enough that my mom's not there, but to actually think, at least there's a small piece of something that you can actually go visit her and see her. But just to think of the fact that she's no longer going to be on this earth for something she didn't do, it makes it even harder.
Tell people, if you would, a little bit about Linda's trial. Who was the lawyer?
Her lawyer was Jerry Gierno, and I believe her name is Wendy Aiken, and they were just horrible attorneys. We spoke to them at least 5 minutes before trial started.
You mean you didn't talk to them before that time?
No.
Did you talk to anyone from the defense team before that time?
They had a private investigator, and he basically just asked for my address. He sent all of the subpoenas to me, and that was the only contact we had from them.
Can I ask a question, Clive? Could you just sort of express very briefly why you care so passionately about this case, why you think people should care? I know you said it before, but just it would be really handy to have it on camera.
Well, I mean, the main reason people should care is that we're dealing with a human being, and we're dealing with Jovelle's mum. And, I've watched 6 people die in the execution chamber, whether it be lethal injection twice, the electric chair twice, the gas chamber twice. And the concept that somehow that makes the world a better place is, to my mind, utter insanity. You come out of there in midnight, it's always in the middle of the night because people are too ashamed to do this business in the light of day. And you look up at the stars and you say to yourself, wow, has that horrific event suddenly made the world a better place? And of course the answer to that's obvious, but people tend to forget that we're talking individuals here. We're talking a lot of people like Javelle, who, regardless of what the prosecution says, is utterly innocent of anything, who gets horribly traumatized, and her children will be traumatized, and her whole family will be traumatized. For what? And then you see it happens to her, but she's poor. She gets screwed over because she couldn't, or didn't, she actually could have had her own lawyer. But this guy, Jerry Guarino, was so bad that he wouldn't even help her on the basic issue of getting a decent lawyer. And the idea that capital punishment means that only those without the capital get punishment is another total anathema to me.
Is this one of the most outrageous miscarriages of justice that you think you've come across? Or just something?
Well, don't ask me which the most outrageous miscarriage of justice in the United States legal system is, because we're going to be here all day. But on the other hand, in 2010, in the ticking clock that's going on around us right now, this is the most desperate, outrageous miscarriage of justice that we're facing.
I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I